I've spoken with hundreds of struggling traders over the past few weeks, and the most common problem between everybody is that they believe psychology is their biggest problem. Essentially, everybody is too emotional towards trading. I'm here to tell you that psychology is in fact number one. Alongside strategy and risk management, you must have all three in order to become a profitable trader. Now, what if I told you that you could fix your trading psychology within the next week? In this video, I'm going to give you a full structure on journaling, which will inevitably allow you to become an emotionless trader. If you are serious about becoming a savage trader who rinses the market daily, then continue watching. If you are a complete bitch who avoids all of the little work needed, please click off now disrespectfully. Now, with that being said, feel free to pause this video at any moment in time and take some in-depth notes. So for those of you who don't know who the fuck I am, my name is Josh. I'm a futures day trader and I've been doing this shit for over half a decade now. My come up has been a little bit crazy. At 14, I was involved in a life of crime, and by 17, I was on remand in a prison cell awaiting a Crown Court trial. Now fast forward 5 years and here we are today. Thanks to the skill of day trading, I now reside in Phuket, Thailand. Currently, I'm just sat in the UK visiting some family before I head back home to the tropics. The point is that I'm just like each and every one of you. And most likely, I started worse off. So if I can do it, then 90% of you can too. It's just about whether you can lock in, gain some self-discipline, and sort your fucking shit out. Without further ado, lads, let's get cracking. Right then, so, building an elite trading psychology. As I've just said to you in the introduction, this is one of the most important parts of day trading. You must be able to control yourself, your emotions, and be disciplined in the markets. Otherwise, it doesn't matter whether you've got a strategy, you've got risk management, you simply won't be able to stick to it. You simply will not be able to act accordingly, and you will act irrationally, which will then cause you to lose. Now, I'm sure all of you, I know all of you because I've been speaking to the majority of you guys, and you are all struggling with this shit, okay? And you know why? It's because you're avoiding the work that needs to be done. Now, not many traders preach this. Not many traders will give you a structure on this, and not many traders will actually tell you that this is very, very important, yeah? I'm here to tell you exactly what you need to be doing to build this trading psychology. This is all of the work that we need to be doing beyond strategy, beyond risk management. This is you gathering data on yourself as a trader, finding out what you can handle, and finding out what causes you to be fucking stupid. The trading success triangle. As I've mentioned many a times in my Instagram reels, in my YouTube content, there are three pillars to trading. You must have all three working in harmony in order for you to be a profitable trader. The first one being strategy. If you don't have a strategy, you can't even read a fucking chart. The second one being risk management. If you don't have strict and consistent risk management, you will never ever make money. You can have a win rate of 30% with a very good strict risk management, and you can be in good profit over time, of course. The third thing and final thing is trading psychology. You must be completely emotionless towards trading. The trading psychology is by far the most important pillar of trading. Strategy is very fucking easy to learn now. There is so much content out there. There is so much information out there. You can learn a strategy very easy and you can get an edge in the market. But what you cannot do is learn yourself through someone else. There is no content out there that will instantly turn you into an emotionless trader. This is work that you have to put in yourself through skin in the game, through gathering data, and through actually understanding yourself as a trader. Like I said, we all have different risk tolerance. We all have different capabilities, yeah? I myself have quite a high risk tolerance. I really don't give a fuck. Yeah. Some people that I trade with, some people that I know can only risk 0.25 or 0.5%. A 1% risk is too much for them. Each to their own. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You need to be gathering data on yourself. But at the end of the day, success in trading requires all three. You have to have balance across all three. So why do most traders fail? And really and truly, it's from the psychological gap. It's from the complete emotion during trading. It's from them being so clouded with emotion that they can't actually act rationally. They can't follow a strategy or follow a plan because there's always a subconscious emotion that's smacking you in the wrong fucking direction, yeah? Now, this is what we need to essentially conquer. We need to discover how we act upon certain emotion and thought, and then we can eliminate it. It's pretty fucking simple. Like back in school, bruv, the process of elimination, yeah? Find out what's working and find out what's not, and then remove what's not. Simple as, yeah? Now, there is certain thoughts, certain feelings that you will have that cause you to act in a specific way, which will be causing you to lose money. This is emotional trading. This is bad trading psychology. Bad trading psychology, or trading psychology in general, is simply this. How do you act when you feel a certain way? Okay, cool. When you feel scared, what do you do? When you're cocky, overconfident, what do you do? When you come to the market and you're feeling like a shit trader, you can't spot a bias, how do you act then? Do you start forcing trades? What if you lose? Do you then revenge trade because you're feeling a certain... This is what we need to get to the bottom of, okay? In this video, I'm going to give you a full journaling strategy on how you can actually gather data on yourself as a trader and actually begin to warp yourself into the trader you want to be, okay? I can guarantee you that none of you are fucking doing this, yeah? And I can guarantee you that just after this video, you are going to see an immense change in your trading psychology and then in turn in your trading in general. The three main things that people are failing at in trading psychology, or what is causing people to lose money, is number one, emotional decision making. You quite simply are acting upon emotion, yeah? Your decision making shouldn't be on what you think or how you feel, it should be on what you are seeing, okay? It should be from your plan, your strategy. You shouldn't be acting on what you think or what you feel. So therefore your emotion is completely automatically disregarded from any trading situation. The market doesn't give a fuck about what you think or how you feel, okay? I'm sure you know this already, because when you're sitting there begging the market to not take your stop loss and it fucking takes it, how are you left? In the dust with your pants down with less fucking money, yeah? So let's just put that to the side already. The market doesn't give a fuck about how you feel or what you think. So stop acting upon what you feel and think, okay? Start following your plan and following your strategy. The second one is inconsistent execution. Failure to follow the same process over and over and over again. The last 50, 60, 70 trades that I took, I can tell you my exact entry model and exactly why I exited that trade, because it's all the same. I'm following a system, I'm following a plan, okay? Every single trade is the exact fucking same. It's just rinse and repeat over and over again. You need to be at a point where you have a system that you can repeat over and over again. But if you don't have the trading psychology and the risk management behind it, you still won't make any money, okay? And then the third one being the psychological fatigue. You just genuinely not being able to control yourself. You're constantly in a state of fear. You're constantly in a high emotional state when trading. Your heart's racing, you're sweating your tits off, you're losing money. Oh, you're making a bit of money, but oh, I closed my trade too early this time, so I didn't make my losses back. Oh, and then the next one's a loser. I know I'm sweating again, yeah? I'm sure you're all bouncing through this battle. It's not a nice battle. It's very easy to fix it. You've just got to stop doing the retarded shit that you have been doing, most likely from the start of your fucking trading career, bruv. The most common emotional trading patterns are this: fear response, FOMO reaction, and overconfidence. These three things here will cause you to make decisions that you really do not want to be making, okay? Fear response, for example. How many times have you guys entered a position, you've seen it go close to your stop loss? Bearing in mind, you haven't been taken out, yeah? Stop loss has not been hit, but you're seeing red numbers and you're getting scared now. And you're thinking, oh, maybe I'll just cut this loss early. Yeah, maybe I'll save myself some money. I don't want to lose the full percent. So you close your trade prematurely in a loss, only for your trade to fly down to take profit and hit your target, where you would have made a nice substantial amount of money. But due to your own decision making of being scared of losing that full 1%, you closed out at maybe 0.5, 0.6% loss, causing a loss. Bear in mind, your trade hit take profit. If you had just stuck to your guns, stuck to your plan, yeah, and not done what you think because you're scared, you would have made money. But instead, you lost money. Why? Because you're scared and because you acted stupidly upon this emotion. Now you're starting to see why we need to actually journal and pinpoint the specific emotions that cause us to act retardedly, yeah? It's as simple as that. Fear. How do you act when you're scared? When price is running towards that stop loss and you're seeing red numbers and you're seeing them fast, how do you act then? How do you act when you're already in 3% drawdown and your trade finally goes into profit and you're in 1% profit and you're like, oh my God, if I just take this now, I'll be 1%. Oh my God, oh my God. Yeah, this is emotional trading. Yeah, same fucking thing. You're scared. You're scared of seeing money. You're scared of losing money. You need to be journaling every single last fucking emotion, bruv. Yeah, anytime you feel scared, overconfident, cocky, you've missed out on a trade and now you're trying to force a position. All of these things cause you to act irrationally. All of these things cause you to act irrationally in the market and eventually make you lose money. So, The psychological journaling framework. This is beyond technical journaling. This is essentially mapping out all of your emotions towards trading, discovering why you act on a certain thought or feeling and how you act on this certain thought and feeling. And then you need to discover which feelings cause you to act irrationally and act stupid and make you lose money. It normally boils down to the three that I mentioned before. The fear of response. You're getting scared when you're in a position. You're scared to even enter that position. You might be scared once you're in that position. Then you've got the fear of missing out. Maybe you've already missed 2 trades. You come to the market a bit late that day, and now you're left in the dust, and you're thinking, "Fuck, I want to make a position today." So you start to force positions. And then you've got the overconfidence when you're already maybe on a win streak and you're feeling good, and now you just don't really give a shit about anything. You start over leveraging. You start doubling down on your positions, all for you to just be back at break even or in a loss within the next 2 trades. Now, I know that you are all experiencing this and you've all at least experienced one of them. And this is exactly how you fix it, okay? Emotional mapping and pattern recognition. You need to map out every single emotion from the start to the finish of each position. I'm talking, how do you feel when you even sit down at the market that day? Have you had something mad go on that week that's causing your mind to not really be in the game? Write this down. If you're feeling extremely good, extremely nice, everything's looking clear, write that down too. Then you want to be journaling how you're feeling when you're coming to your entry. So say now you've done your analysis, you're like, sweet, I'm bearish, I'm looking for my sell right here. Price is now coming to your point of interest. How are you reacting? How are you acting when price gets there? How do you feel? Are you now getting a bit hot and flustered because it's your time to act and you're getting a bit scared? Are you completely shitting yourself because you don't want to enter a trade because you're just like, shit, I don't even know what I'm doing? Are you extremely confident entering in a little bit too early? You need to be mapping everything, okay? You need to be you need to be documenting exactly how you act when you feel these specific emotions, because this is what emotional trading is. Emotional trading, or bad trading psychology, is you acting a specific way which normally has a negative outcome towards a certain emotion or thought. Now, as we've said many a times, yeah, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, what you think doesn't mean shit, okay? It doesn't mean fucking anything. The market doesn't listen to you. The market doesn't give a fuck about you. We all know this. We've all been humbled by the market. So just allow it, yeah? Follow your plan, follow your strategy. If you have backtested, most of you, I'm assuming, yeah, you've got a strategy, you've got risk management, you've backtested this strategy heavily. So you genuinely do understand how to trade, yeah? But you guys are telling me that the one problem is psychology. This is how you fix it. If you've backtested that strategy, you should have confidence in it, yeah? Stop thinking about it. Play out the strategy, and that is it, okay? Now, when you are playing out this strategy, you are automatically going to have some feelings towards it, yeah? It's trading, bro. You're handling with money here. You're going to have feelings towards it. It's just as simple as that. You just got to be able to control them, be disciplined, and only act upon what you're seeing, not what you're thinking or feeling, okay? Act on what you see. If you see an invalidation, exit the trade. Don't think about it. If you see your confirmations and your strategy play out, enter the trade. Don't think about it. There shouldn't be a case of you being like, but my strategy's playing out here, but I think that the market might just come down, sweep out some lows, and fuck that, bruv. If your strategy is literally just the chart tells you exactly what's going to happen. This is why we have an edge. This is why we have a strategy. This is why we spend so long back testing it, okay? The market doesn't give a fuck about you or what you want. So stop acting. So stop acting on what you think. It's as simple as that. So, when you are journaling your trades, your emotions towards your trades, bearing in mind, this is not for journaling strategy. This is not here so that you can be like, all right, cool, this is how much money I made this trade. This is how much, how long I was in the position. Was there news before? Was there news after? What day was it? What time was the trade taken? Was I in a macro session? None of that shit, all right? Your trading view will fucking tell you that from having your positions marked out. Your terminals are going to tell you the majority of that information from timestamps and from your fucking trades, yeah? We need to be journaling the data that doesn't get gathered for us. The data on yourself, okay? So, the step-by-step journal, the step, so the step-by-step psychological trading journal, yeah? First of all, we need to do the pre-trade assessment, okay? Like I mentioned, document your overall mental state before you come to the market, before you start to do your analysis, yeah? Are you well rested? Are you stressed? Are you eager to recover losses? These are all things that play a part in your in your, these are all things that play a part in your subconscious thinking, bro. Like the amount of times, yeah, I know that you've all done this as well, because I've fucking been there. You sat there, yeah, you're trading, you're like, you're not even thinking, bro. You're just doing shit. And at the end of it, you've blown your account. And then you're like, why the fuck did I do that? Why the fuck did I do that? I don't even know why I done that. There was nothing there. Yeah? I've been there, mate. And it's because you're not fucking gathering data. You don't understand what you need to be. I've been there, mate, and it's because you are not gathering data, yeah? If you have in front of your face a document that tells you, okay, every time I get scared and close my trade early in a loss, I hit take profit. What have you got to do now? Stop closing your fucking trade early in a loss, yeah? Once you've got it in your face, it's hard to ignore it, all right? Because you've gathered that data, you're the one that can see it now, and it's you that's fucking trading. So the only person that can stop it is who? You, bruv. So after you've gathered the data and after you've proved to yourself that, okay, maybe I should just stop closing my shit early and let my levels hit, let my trade play out. Maybe you start doing that for a bit, yeah? Now you can gather more data and be like, okay, now I know that the majority of my trades are hitting a 1 to 3 and I lose about 3 out of 10. That's good. That's cool. Once you've got that data, you can happily now just place trades when the strategy plays out and be cool with it. But this is how we're going to be journaling the psychological. So we've got the pre-trade assessment, yeah? This is one of the first things that we need to be doing. Then the bias formation. Of course, the first thing that you do when you come to the markets every single day is obtain your daily bias. Now, we're not journaling or documenting our trade, remember? We're documenting how we think and how we feel throughout the whole trade and how we are acting towards these emotions that spring up in our mind, okay? So, essentially, the first 2 steps of the journaling is to journal your pre-market state, how you feel when you come to the market when you sit down, yeah? Sweet. Then you want to journal how you feel when you're gaining your bias. Some days you'll come to the market and it'll be clear as fuck. You'll be like, sweet, I'm bearish. Some days you may come to the market and you'll be like, oh shit, I don't know what's going on here. It's looking a bit like a consolidation. Market's been a bit arse. Are we making higher highs? Let me check the 4 hour. Oh shit, yeah, we look like we're coming into a bit of an uptrend here. What I want you to do is journal exactly how confident you are in your bias, because at the end of the day, this is the only thing that is a thought or this is the only thing that we do and we think about, yeah? Your bias isn't set in stone. It's not something that we can really truly look at and be 100% on, yeah? You can't get married to your bias. The bias can change throughout the day. You've got to simply act upon what we see. Again, if the chart is telling us that our bias is wrong, we need to adapt to that, okay? So never get married to your bias, but quite simply write your confidence on your bias when you are obtaining it, okay? How clear is it to you? If it's very, very clear and you're bearish, say, for example, you can write that. Say, sweet, market is clearly bearish and the reason why. Then this is when it gets the most important. When you're actually coming to place in a trade and when you're in the position, this is where you lose the money, okay? This is where your emotional trading, your bad psychology comes in and you end up losing money. So on the entry decision, when prices come into your entry and it's time for you to execute, now you want to be journaling exactly how you're feeling as you are coming to that entry point, yeah? Is your adrenaline rising? Is your heart getting faster? Are you shitting your fucking pants? Are you excited to get in your position? You know, are you confident in it? Are you saying, is it pitch perfect? Is it A plus? What's going on? Are you hesitant to enter because, you know, maybe you've missed one confirmation? Write everything, okay? But emotions, okay? Not, okay, right, I'm entering off of my fair value gap here. We've had our liquidity sweep on our breaker structure. Yeah, that's cool, whatever the fuck, but you've done that a million times. You need to write, how are you feeling after the sweep? After the breaker structure. Now price is coming into that fair value gap. What is your thoughts? Okay, I'm still shitting myself, but I'm gonna place the trade. This is what you need to be writing. Okay, right, we've had our strategy play out. Price is coming to my entry level. I'm shitting my pants. I'm gonna enter anyways because the market's telling me to. Doesn't matter what I think. Market's telling me enter. I'm entering now. Okay, cool. Let the trade play out then. Set your specific levels, sensible levels, good stop loss, nice take profit, 1 to 3 max, and let it fucking play out, yeah? Gather data on yourself this way. Then you got number 4, trade management. This is an important one too, because either the psychology hits when you enter in the position, yeah? So when that's it, you're done, you're in the position now, you're seeing floating, red or green. Psychology and emotion comes in then, because you're in a position now. If you're in losses, you might be inclined to close it out early to save yourself some losses. But really and truly, your stop loss is in a specific location for a specific reason, yeah? If price comes to the stop loss, the trade's written off. Until price comes to that stop loss, the trade is valid. That is where your stop loss should be. Your stop loss should be in an invalidation of your position. It shouldn't be in an area where, oh, if it gets hit, it might still come down. No. Your stop loss should be in a place where it's like, all right, if this gets hit, trade's written off anyways. You shouldn't be entering in again, or do you know what I'm saying, yeah? So first of all, don't move your stop loss, don't move your take profit, and don't close anything early. Once you're in a trade, you're in a trade, and leave it be, all right? Because if your strategy is correct and your edge is fine and your risk management's good, then the only thing that's stopping you from making money is you. So stop closing anything. Just let the fucking trade ride. Don't even break even that shit. Just leave it, okay? For at least a week, 2 weeks. Gather data on that and then start to, expand and move things around based on your data. You need to essentially be documenting the emotional response during price movement, yeah? So now you're in a trade, price dumps into profit, yeah? Maybe you're already 3% down and you're seeing now 1.5% in profit and you're like, fuck, if I just take this now, I'm going to be half of my losses. That's cool, I'm cushy. But what's the point in that, bro? Your take profit is a 3R. You can be all of that at break even, yeah? And that's not greedy, that's sensible. You're in your winning position now. Stop fucking up your probabilities by getting too emotional and wanting to recuperate these quick losses, bruv. No, let your probabilities play out, let the runners run, and make your fucking money. Because you're quite happy to hold a trade to stop loss, but you can't hold your trade to take profit, yeah? And that's your emotions kicking in. That's you thinking too much and acting towards these stupid thoughts that you don't even need to be acting towards. You should be like a robot, bro. You should be placing your trades, brain dead as fuck, like, cool, I'm in, take profit, that's it, bro. That's how I fucking try. I look like a mong, bro, but I'm not sitting there like all hot and flustered, swinging back and forth on my fucking chair, like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, what's gonna happen here? I don't give a shit. Well, whatever happens, mate. My data tells me even if I lose 3 trades in a row, the next one is going to win and it's all going to come back. As long as I don't be a retard about it and I keep following out my strategy, my plan every single day. And sometimes it doesn't play out every single day, but I'm not forcing trades, bro. I wait for that pitch perfect setup. And then you've got the post-trade reflection. This is when the emotions have calmed, yeah? You're out of the trade now. Trade's done. You've either made money or you've lost. But this is the time when you actually realize what you've been doing throughout that whole trade. See, without journaling, without sitting there consciously journaling through the trade, yeah, like I'm telling you to do right now, when you're at the end of that trade and say it's a loser and now you've lost 3 in a row and now you can't even trade again because maybe you've blown your account, for example, yeah, that post-trade reflection there hits hard because that's when you're getting humbled again and you think, why did I do that? I told myself I would not do that, but I just habitually done it. It was automatic. I just done it. I didn't even think about it. All of a sudden, I'm 3% down, 10 trades deep. Like, do you know what I mean? Analyze the emotional impact on the outcome. Read back through everything that you wrote throughout that and identify what hindered your execution, what caused you to think differently, what maybe caused you to shit yourself a bit, what got you a bit excited during the trade. Did you have a confidence spike at any point during this position? You need to be journaling everything, all of your emotions, all of your thoughts, and how did you act upon that emotion. Okay, really and truly, your journal should say, I'm scared. For example, I'm scared, but I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to let it play out. That's what it should say. You shouldn't be writing, I'm scared, I'm closing now. Because that's what we're trying to stop, okay? We're trying to stop that. Trying to stop you from acting stupidly towards specific emotions, okay? I'm going to keep saying it until it drills into your fucking head. So, the key emotions that you need to be tracking then, yeah? There are key emotions, there are main emotions, and I'm sure you guys already know what they are because you feel them every single day. Now, some of the main ones are fear and anxiety, overconfidence, FOMO, and frustration and revenge trading, yeah? Fear and anxiety are a bad one because this basically means that you're actually too scared to even execute your position. Maybe you're so heavy in losses or you haven't actually got even a little track record behind you where, you're just going in blind now and you just like, fuck it. Now, let's just place a trade, yeah? And you got your money, and you see your money going up, you see your money going down very, very fast, and now you're getting very, very scared, yeah? On the flip side of it, you might know what you're doing, but you're still new to it. So when you place that trade and you see that instant drawdown, you're shitting your pants still. And you're saying, oh shit, man, maybe I should just, you know, close this trade early, save myself a full loss. All for your trade just to run to take profit. And then you're sitting there like, why did I close it? Why? Oh no, I can do it. Why did I close it? Why? And then you're like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna place another one. And you place another trade, but that trade's outside of your strategy. But because your last one hit take profit and you closed it early, you now believe that you're a full trader. So you start to just place random trades, and then all of a sudden you're down heavy, and you're thinking, why? And now you're anxious, and you're like, why the fuck? Why did I do that? I should have just held that first one. All shoulda, woulda, couldas, bruv, yeah? Allow the shoulda, woulda, couldas. Fuck all of that. Stop saying, oh, if I done that, I should have done that. Stop saying that. Say you didn't. I didn't do it. I'm stupid. I'm shit. Yeah? Start holding yourself accountable, bruv. Trust me, when I stopped saying, oh, woulda, shoulda, coulda fucking done that, trust me, it made everything better because you realise that you ain't doing it, bruv. Yeah? You're not doing it. So stop lying to yourself saying, if I had just done this, then I would have. No, because you didn't do it, did ya? You know why? Because you don't understand how you think, and you don't understand your risk tolerance, and you don't understand why you're acting specific way. Now when we got overconfidence, overconfidence isn't too bad of a one because at least this means that you're winning trades, yeah? But overconfidence normally comes after a nice winning streak, yeah? Now, what you need to remember is that probabilities in trading is very real. It's all probabilities, yeah? With a win rate, with a strategy, whatever, we've got a 30% win. This is probabilities, yeah? Out of 10 trades, you're probable to say you got a 60% win rate. Out of 10 trades, the probability is that you're winning 6 and you're losing 4, yeah? Sweet. So, say you've just caught your 6 winners. Now you're fucking confident as shit. You're like, yeah, bro, I can do this shit, man. What you need to take into account that probability-wise, you will have a loss very, very soon. Even if it's just 1 or 2 or your 4 losses, you will have a loss soon. You're on a win streak. So, upping your leverage and deciding to risk more on a win streak is the most retarded thing unless you are actually a substantial amount up. Say you've increased your account balance by a tenner, yeah, or 10%. This is normally a good time to start to scale. If you decide that after a small win streak, you're getting a bit overconfident and you're getting a bit cocky, and then you think, right, sweet, I'm just going to up my leverage. This is a bad idea. This is what ends up bringing you straight back down to break even within 2 or 3 trades, maybe even less, depending on how much you're over risking compared to what you was risking before. And then you go into a psychological battle because all of your profit's gone. And now you're second guessing yourself. Oh, really? Am I that good? Was it all luck? Oh my God, what did I do to make that money? Oh my God, I need to do it again. And then you start forcing positions that aren't even there. Do you get the fucking pattern here? And then the last two is FOMO and frustration or revenge trading. These kind of link together, yeah? If you miss out on a position, lots of the time you'll sit there for an extra 2-3 hours trying to force yourself into a trade and end up with 3 losers, 2 losers, 1 loser behind you. If you miss a position and you miss your trade for the day in your session, fucking leave it. There's millions and millions of opportunities in this chart. There's millions and millions of opportunities in this market. The market's not going anywhere, bruv, yeah? Just go and enjoy your day. Literally, go and do some hobbies that you actually enjoy doing, bro. Like, trading isn't full life, bruv. You shouldn't even be trading 24/7 all day, every day anyways. You should have an escape, a vice. You should have something that you go and do after trading, whether that's gym, fighting, fucking whatever the fuck you're doing, bro, yeah? Just something, bit of fishing, bro, like, whatever, you know what I mean? Just do something to get yourself away from the chart at that point because you just need to allow it, bro. You shouldn't be scared of missing out. There shouldn't ever be a FOMO because, bro, this isn't a meme coin. This isn't some fucking, like, 1,000, like, bro, you're not going to make generational wealth off of missing one trade. So you're cool, yeah? You're cool. Just come back tomorrow, bro. Sweet as a nut. But FOMO leads into revenge trading because if you get FOMO, you tend to force a trade. And then after you lose that trade, which you most likely will because it's a forced trade, you then get a revenge trading coming in because you just want to make that loss back. And you're sitting there like, bruv, all I need to do is make that 1% and I'm calm. Then you're 2% down. And it's like, ah, fuck it. If I just bring myself up to a 1% loss, I'm calm. Now you're 3% down. It's like, oh, come on, just like, if I just make back that one little trade, then bruv, and you get into a vicious cycle until you've now got no account left or you're in heavy, heavy losses and it starts to really, really hit your fucking chest. So this is an example of a psychological journal entry. So you got your trade context. You want to be writing exactly what you're seeing, what you're going for, and how you're feeling. Yeah? Let's we go into the pre-trade state. How do you feel? Feeling cautious after yesterday's loss, slept poorly, might be affecting the confidence, hesitant about taking new positions, but strategy shows a clear setup. This is you observing the chart and putting aside your emotions. As you can see, we're scared from yesterday's loss. We're hesitant, but the strategy is playing out. Entry emotions. Initial hesitation caused me to enter in late. Felt anxious about missing the optimal entry and adjusted stop wider than planned to 30 pips. Cool. This is systematic trading. This is you actually journaling how you are feeling towards your positions as they are happening. Then we got the during the trade. Price approached stop loss within 5 pips and felt a strong urge to close manually. Recognized this as a fear pattern from the previous journal entries and forced myself to respect the original plan despite discomfort. This is perfect. This is exactly what we want to be doing, lads, yeah? Then you got the trade outcome. Price reversed before hitting stop and eventually reached the target for full profit. Would have lost unnecessarily if I had followed my emotional impulse to close early. Sweet. This is so easy, boys, yeah? This is a bit of a simple example. You want to be doing it as in-depth as possible. Any thought or feeling that arises, you don't have to be prissy about it. My journal is mad. I'm like, bruv, I'm fucking shitting myself. I'm right at fucking stop loss. Oh my God, it's 1 pip, bruv. Ah, shit, now we're dumping. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm writing everything exactly how I'm thinking it and exactly how I would say it out loud, bruv, yeah? Because it's you that's reading this shit, yeah? It's you, bruv. Your journal and you only. You're going to be the only one that analyzes this data. So do it as raw and as real as possible, bruv. And eventually, your journal will look like mine, where it's like, I'm in a trade. I lost. I'm in a trade. I won. Sweet. It's literally that real, bro. It's robotic, emotionless. No one gives a fuck about this shit. You get too emotional in the beginning phase when you really, really want it and you've done all the fucking work and you fucking spent hours and hours on YouTube and you fucking paid bastards to teach you and you still can't trade because you're not doing the data and because you're not gathering data on yourself as a trader. You'll gather the data from every fucking where else but yourself and your mind and what you're doing. Bosh. Then we got our psychological lessons. Write down what you learned from the trading day or from the trade in general. Poor sleep affects entry execution. Fear of loss nearly cost a profitable trade. Previous journaling helped identify the pattern. This is what we need to be doing, lads, yeah? If you've got Notion, I would suggest using Notion. Notion is wicked. I love Notion. I use it for fucking everything. Notion is a... So, gathering the data is the first. But you need to actually create a change. You need to make sure that this is going to help you and going to actually warp your trading psychology into a profitable trader rather than a trader that just shoots himself in the foot and ends up causing himself to lose. So, for the next 1 to 2 weeks, I want you to gather data. Completely gather data. Carry on trading. Just do not touch your positions. Just play them out, okay? I want you to be following your strategy with strict risk management and do not touch the trade when you're in. Just journal everything, how you feel. Watch everything. You have to watch the whole trade because you need to journal. Every time you feel like closing it, write that down and write, I am not closing it. I'm holding my trade. If you do close it, you need to write, I'm closing the trade because I'm scared of a loss. And then see, sometimes you'll save yourself, but 90% of the time, you'll shoot yourself in the foot and you'll miss out on your runner. So for the next 1 to 2 weeks, gather all the data that you possibly can towards you and your trading, yeah? Week 3, pattern identification. Week 3, pattern identification. Review all of your journal trades, yeah? Look at all of the recurring emotional triggers. What is causing you to act irrationally in the markets? What thought and feeling is causing you to act in a way that's making you lose money? You need to pinpoint these emotions. Everyone's going to be different. Some people have got different reactions to different emotions. Some people are completely emotionless, completely disciplined. That's the stage that I'm at now. But I can tell you now, I never started like that. I was an impatient fucker. I would literally get frustrated at any small little thing that would go my way. And bruv, I was bad, yeah? But I learned discipline because again, at the end of the day, every single man should be able to even just control his emotions, bruv, yeah? Towards everything in life, all right? So if you're a hot-headed dickhead, then maybe you need to just shut your shit out, bruv, yeah? Sweet. So, after you've identified all the patterns and after you've identified what emotions are causing you to make stupid decisions, then It's time to develop the new program. Make sure you are eliminating all of these actions towards these emotions, okay? The emotions will never disappear. The emotions will always be there. They will just be a little bit pushed away, and it will get to a point where it's like, okay, you've done this so many times now. You understand that if you get scared and you act upon your fear, it never helps the situation. If you're over cocky and you're acting stupidly upon that, it never helps the situation. So quite simply, what we need to be doing is having a solid strategy that we can have confidence in and that we can trust, and that will allow us to just play out emotionlessly. If you've got that, it's not very hard for you to have the emotionless trading that you need, because you can trust your strategy. You don't have to sit there and be like, oh, but what's if? But what's if, bruv? Then you got implementation and refinement. No one's telling you you're going to get it right away. It might take you a little bit longer than the next man. It might take you a bit quicker than the next man. But everyone's got their own time and everyone's got their own journey. So stop comparing yourself to other people and just crack on with it, bruv. Because the sooner you do this and the sooner you get it done, the sooner you're going to have immense success in trading, yeah? Now we've got to implement it and refine it. Same thing. You're going to continue journaling, but you're going to journal your new emotions and your new strategy and your new ways of thinking and your newly disciplined self. Every time you enter a trade, it should be completely passive, emotionless, bliss. You're there, I see the strategy. It's playing out. I'm entered the trade. We're close to losses. Don't give a fuck. If it hits stop loss, who cares? Got one more trade left in me for the day. If that hits stop, I'm done. But maybe the price reverses on you now. And you say, okay, cool. Price is doing what it needs to do. We didn't hit stop loss. We're now in profit. I'm going to analyze my position. Prices continue going down. We're respecting order flow. Lovely stuff. There's no need for me to close it. Maybe now you get a massive impulse move up towards your entry point. How do you react here? Okay, now I'm more neutral because I've decided that I can now control my emotions. And if I look at my journal, I can see, all right, most of the time when price comes back up this way and I close it, it genuinely goes to take profit. So let me just hold it. Let me do my thing. Let me let my strategy play out. Your take profit is at a drawn liquidity for a reason. Yeah. Your stop loss is at that high or low for a reason. Because if price comes there, the trade's done anyways. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And you're calm, Bev. It's sort of how trading works. So that's essentially what I want you boys to be doing for the next 30 days at least, yeah? You can do it in weekly intervals. You can take longer on it if you want. But essentially, for the next 30 days, you need to be journaling every single thought and feeling and how you react to these thought and feelings, okay? Pinpoint the ones that cause you to lose in the market, that cause you to never get the result that you don't want, which is the loss, okay? Every time you try and avoid a loss, you get the loss, all right? So stop trying to avoid losses and just start documenting exactly how you are acting towards these feelings and thoughts, which is causing you to lose in the markets. Because I can guarantee you that all of you have a strategy, you have risk management, or you understand risk management, but you can't do shit. You can't play out nothing. All right, fair play. If that's you and you do this, I can guarantee you that you have immense success in trading after this, because this is the final piece to your puzzle. You don't need anything more. You don't need a new strategy. You don't need new risk management techniques, whatever. You just need to understand yourself as a trader, gather data on yourself as a trader, and find out what you can handle and what you can't. Then start to build a plan around you and your thoughts and feelings and emotions. It's a pretty simple game that we're playing, boys. As traders, all you got to do is come to the chart for 2 hours a day and press some fucking buttons, yeah? So if you're putting this shit off, then no wonder why you can't make money. No wonder why you're not successful. Because you have to do one fucking job as a trader, yeah? Which is trade and journal. If you're just trading and you're not journaling, then you're not treating this like a business. You're just treating this like some random fucking shit that you can make a bit of money off. And trust me, you're never going to get to the heights that you want to get to. If you want to be a trader and you want to do this seriously, you've got to do the tedious tasks outside of the charts. Actually learn yourself, study the fucking market, and study what you can handle. Because the real traders and the guys that are doing this shit for real, bruv, we're fine with sitting there for 3-4 hours and working out what we're doing wrong. Because at the end of the day, the only person to blame in this game is you, bruv. Doesn't matter who the fuck you paid, doesn't matter who the fuck you learned from. If you can't trade, it's your fucking fault. And you should hold yourself accountable like this in every way in life, because this is how you will see the most progression, and this is how you will see success across any endeavor. All right. Now, I hope you enjoyed that video, lads. bit of an in-depth one. If you've got a strategy, if you've got risk management, and your only problem, like a lot of you have been telling me, is psychology, then this video is the only video that you're going to need in order to fix that, okay? Drop a comment down below and let me know how you get along with everything. If you would like to apply to work with me one-to-one, where I will teach you full strategy, full risk management, and psychology alongside of it, you will have my one-to-one guidance for life. If that is something of interest to you, the applications are open and the link is in the description down below. We do not take on everybody. There's very limited spaces, so good luck. But yes, it is something that I do offer. If you would like to get involved in it, the link is down below. But that is all from me for today, boys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. Stay savage. Safe.